Welcome, everybody. We are here with Chad Candles, and we were talking in the lobby before about Dontavian Wicks. Uh, so let us know what's your take.
Yeah, I
You in
think
or you out?
I
You
think
in?
my 3% wicks I have, it's like, drops aren't a sticky stat, but man, I am struggling to take much wicks this season. I wish I was in on him
Yeah,
because the bit would just be perfect, but
yeah. It would be pretty good. I uh, I mean, everybody knows where I stand. I think Savion's the pick down there if you're going to take one. And I like 18 drops between two guys is not good.
no. There's something going on there. It's not
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
There's the
Like
reason they took two receivers in the draft. They're
right.
not
Yeah,
happy with the room.
early
Yeah.
early receivers. So, what's your take on the new underdog outlook and the new only 20-second clocks?
Yeah, I was shocked like when the UI threw me off when I first came in. It was just that like Vanta black. Just I liked the off black. I don't like it. It's now like really dark when you're over on it. And the zoom is kind of weird. I'm sure I'll get used
Yeah,
to it, but I was not thrilled. And the 20-second thing, if we're streaming, I like the 30 seconds because it's just easier to like talk with Chad and have a few seconds to think about your picks. Because sometimes you really just get distracted and you're like, oh, I'm on the clock. And you know, losing 5-10 seconds is a much bigger deal on a 20-second clock than a 30.
yeah. I
So
might have to set up my whole thing differently because I have an extra wide screen and it makes me have to like window everything weird.
hmm.
And I think I'm gonna have to move it to my second screen to like size everything right with the new outlook. Like it feels different now. But that's whatever. I'm gonna say hi to the chat. We got Steve. We have Victor. We have Chayeto. We have JT Bestball, who I will be on tonight. We have Hartman. We have on real time, and we have Chris the Candyman and FK Coolers. Yeah, and that's something else we were talking about is like if you stream with somebody a lot, like you can kind of figure that out. Like for like Typhel Tower, they're gonna have to have three people put inputs in 20 seconds, yelling veto and all that over.
It's gonna
Like
be
it's
chaos.
gonna be absolute chaos over there. Like I think it'll be more fun on that. Like it will be better, but it'll be more fun, you know.
Definitely.
Uh, but yeah, like unless you're locked in and you know that other streamers takes, like it's gonna be rough. Yeah, I am definitely ready. But anyway, we are going. We were going to do a 30-second BBM, but guess that we are not doing that. And whenever this came up, you had to re-download Best Ball Overlay and re-put all that stuff in. Well, then like I finally got it to where I could log in on my browser for like 3 days. And whenever I did that, I cleared the cache, forgetting about that. Now I have to go on my phone again.
Yeah, but I know people
So
were having trouble today. They were like getting logged out, and there was all kinds of like weird bugs people were dealing with.
yeah.
So
All right. Well, I am entering in 10 seconds. BBM 6 20-second clock, not the 8 hour clock. Don't go to the 8 hour clock if you want to draft with us. So, yeah. Do you have any bold take? What's your highest bold take? Like what early pick? Like, what's the earliest pick you have like more than 15% on?
um probably Garrett Wilson. Like I just think that his target share is going to be, the 30% seems high, but I think it could even be higher. And I think there's going to be games where that could exceed 50%. And I think Fields is pretty maligned, but I do think he is capable of supporting at least one, receiver. He showed that with DJ Moore. And, obviously the whole college teammate narrative. And we were taking Garrett Wilson at the 1-2 turn, and now we're getting him at the 2-3 turn, and actually even a little bit past that. So it's a name I'm happy to click on almost every time. That and Jamison Williams. I have an even bigger Jamison Williams position than I do JMO, and it's a little out of control. I want to bring
Yeah.
both of them back, but those two are the guys. Like if they have bad years, I am going to have a really tough time in BBM this time.
It's funny you say that because JT is also big on Garrett Wilson, and I I have a hard time taking him. I used to have a really hard taking him because he was going like he was going way before Rasheed Rice. He was going way before Devontae Adams, and I just flat preferred those other two. Now it's like 50-50 with Adams, and Rice is never there. So
Yeah.
I'm tending to get to him pretty often now. All right, so we have Hartman at the 101. We have Schuster at the 108. I don't see anyone else. Maybe Jay Strez. I've seen them in several of my drafts. Are we just Gibbs?
I'm just Gibbs here. I think that's fine.
I feel like, or Barkley.
Oh man, I'm Barkley here. I didn't even realize Barkley was there.
Yeah, I didn't either. I have him rated at 7.
Okay.
So I have Puka ahead of him.
Oh wow.
I don't mind clicking Barkley some, like, and if I'm gonna have a very small amount of him, I might as well have one of those shares in a BBM. I thought you were pretty big on Barkley, so
yeah. I mean, I just kind of want to be at market there. I think it's just one of those easy clicks, like elite O-line offense that we're excited about, like gonna get a ton of carries. Like I worry that he's a guy that if you fade him, like he could just have that playoff run that smashes and like I don't see what you win by fading him there. Like that's obviously he could get injured. I know we're worried about the touch counts, but all these guys have some level of risk if you squint hard enough. So
So Steve said the 22nd clock was almost a disaster on the first pick. like it wouldn't have been a disaster to me because I'm not a Barkley fan. So like I understand the bet, and like you're saying, like I just think that it's very unlikely he repeats. Is all. Now he had like if he stays healthy and their offensive line stays healthy, there's a chance, but the offensive line's been healthy multiple seasons in a row. That's usually not the way offensive lines work,
right.
So and then all the other stuff that could go wrong, which you could say that with a lot of players. All right, so I'll just click ADP every time I go back to the board.
Yep.
We have all the wide receivers are being crushed.
They're being crushed.
So,
man,
are you Bowers? Are you Rice? Are you Tyreek?
I'm Tyreek, but I will defer to you because I feel like this is kind of early in the draft to make a stand. Any of them are fine. I've capitulated on Rashee Rice.
I think we just go Bowers.
All right, that's fine. That's fine with me, Bowers.
And it's a week 15 bring back. Not that that's a big deal, but I have Rashee Rice rated at 17 in time box contest. In BBM, we're going to have a lot of teams that got him in the 3rd, even the 4th round.
Yeah.
So yes, maybe they'll have less information or be built differently and all that. But like, I still I'm still going to take him at like 20, 22, 23, 24, like every time. But I think not having Bowers or Tyreek, I still think Tyreek, like it's still a little wishful.
Yeah, I was a huge Tyreek bear in the before the draft, and I've just slowly come around to him. But yeah, you're also not getting it in grade if you're taking Tyreek at 20. Yeah. Like people got him much in the 30s and even beyond in some drafts.
Yeah, I was kind of wanting Rashee there because I don't have any Rashee with Saquon. So this is like the worst case scenario in my opinion. What do you want?
I would take Marvin Harrison, but if you want to go Chase Brown and just like try to do a 0 wide receiver strategy, we could try something. Like I don't build a lot like this.
Yeah, let's try it.
Say we're gonna win at running back and win at tight end, and we'll catch some value at receiver.
So that's the area, like exactly like where I want Garrett Wilson. Like if it's Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams right there, like that's exactly where I actually have him rated.
Okay.
I don't love the Marvin Harrison stuff, and I already took him once today, and I hadn't taken him in like 3 weeks. So
if you hadn't told me that, I would have just said, "Oh, jam MHJ," but I knew you already had to swallow MHJ earlier.
Well, what's funny is
make it fun.
I like the team that I built that had the MHJ. So, but yeah, no, I don't think it's impossible to build out of this as long as you stay in a structure. Like you have to like we have to ignore everything for like 4 rounds and just take receiver though.
What if no matter Hurts is there at 53?
If Hurts, I mean, if we have Devonta Smith, yes, we just do it. I think, but if we don't, I think
no. I just wanted to plan ahead because we only have 20 seconds. So just
yeah.
I don't love doing Devonta and Saquon. Like if I'm I just get nervous that then if I don't get Hurts, I feel like I kind of half-ass the stack. I don't know. I mean.
Well,
it went at 41, so there you go.
I was getting ready to say I've been seeing Hurts go in the 4th every time.
Yeah, so, I think those days of him sliding into the 5th are kind of done.
I'm fine with Tet, Worthy, Moore, Metcalf. I mean, we could do whatever.
I think I like them in that order.
Tet, Worthy. So yeah. So we're Tet.
Yeah, I just take Tet here.
I think Tet he offers the most upside. Like I guess Worthy does too, but he offers the mystery box of the rookie, right? Like he could end up being the 12th best wide receiver in the league or something.
The other thing I'm sorry, go ahead.
And I think we need something like that. Like honestly, if Travis Hunter's there in the next round, take those 2 guys and then back it up and then in the 6th or the 7th, like a Jacoby Myers or a Cooper Kupp in the 8th.
Yeah.
To give us a start, and Kupp plus McMillan, something that I don't like. I don't like Kupp, but I think on a team like this with the week 17 ring back with Tet, that would make sense.
Yeah, I also like taking Tet there because if Bryce Young goes so late, we can those spots we're going to need to be taking receiver, I think, and so we don't have to take the quarterback pairings we have with Geno and Young are good for this team where we need to jam receivers.
And we have a reason to take Joe Burrow before ADP right there.
we can tell ourselves the Joe Burrow story here.
Yeah. Are you Cortland Sutton?
It's just Sutton. I mean, to take the ADP value.
And
I don't love Sutton, but I'll take him here. I think that's fine.
Well, no, I agree. And I think for specifically what we're doing, Sutton's the perfect pick.
Yeah. Another
Hartman's
wide receiver 1,
by the way. Hartman's the one of the 101. There was a reason we took Chase Brown, Hartman.
We have to protect the integrity of the BBM here.
It's defensible if you have Chase Brown. No, we can't afford another non-wide receiver here, though.
Yeah. As fun as that is, I don't think this is the place to do it.
Yeah, because he's got. I mean, he doesn't even have Higgins, so. Oh yeah,
he has Jason Higgins. I mean, I suppose at 77 and at 82, that's not terrible for receiver. If there was a running back we really liked, I don't know if I would hate it. RJ Harvey as a bet with Sutton. I don't know if you think that's getting too thin. If then
Travion went at 59.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm fine either. Normally I would just take a receiver, but again, I just wanted to talk through if Harvey's there, if we take him.
I'd be fine with it. I mean, we could. I mean, I'm fine with hyper fragile. If it's Saquon, Chase, Harvey, and we get another one by like round 10,
Mhm.
like I'm fine. Like we have Tet and Cortland Sutton. We could go 9 receivers, you know. We only need
Yeah.
2 tight ends with this. So we could do that. We could
Oh,
take
man, or
Harvey.
Olave. Like I like yeah, or Jacobs for the stack. Oh man, this is tough. I will
What do you want?
I I like the Harvey thing. I'm
I think
really not
so.
that excited about Jacoby Myers that much. Like, I don't know. I'd rather just add like a late Jack Betch
I
or a Thornton.
I feel like Jacoby needs to be around pick 77, but he go like I just feel like he goes a little early because in this round I kind of want guys who have major upside a little more, and
Yes.
Matthew Golden offers that. To me, Steph Diggs offers that. Even Jerry Judy offers that.
Yep.
So,
No, I
but
wholeheartedly agree. He's like a guy that always projects well in DFS, and then you roster him and he gets like 12.5 points, and you're like,
yeah,
why did I fall for this again?
right, yeah, over and over.
Yeah, every time, every week, he's like, ooh, Jacoby Myers is in the optimal every time. And
It's that sounds like the dream. Best ball on call.
not a bad way. Not a bad way to do things.
Yeah, but there's a ton of wide receiver, and Cooper Cup just seems to fall quite often anymore. So like if he doesn't, I'm fine with Jaden Higgins or
Yep.
even Michael Pittman. I rarely get to Michael Pittman, but I rarely build teams like this.
Yeah, and again, I feel like Pittman, Olave, those are the kind of guys that make sense where we're trying to catch up and get a,
Yeah,
undervalued player.
or like
Yeah, Matthew Golden.
Golden would be perfect. This is the kind of team, the rare team I wouldn't mind Shakir on.
Interesting. I think I would
You
lean Diggs myself, but I see the vision. I think we just take Golden, right?
Yeah, we could take Pacheco, be done at running back, got the
Oh man,
double bring back too.
I feel like that's a little thin for me, but
Okay,
I'll
no,
defer to you, Sue Hames. I'm fine with either
no.
one.
I I love Golden.
All right.
I have Golden rated at like 6. Like I don't take him there, but I have him rated like 68 still.
Yeah.
I've had him rated there since the beginning of the like. I've moved him down in the rankings, but I just make sure he's like 4 spots ahead of ADP.
Mm-hmm.
So I stay at about 20%. Like I want to be around 16 to 20 or something on him. So
Yeah.
like and like yes, that would be aggressive, but like I think Golden is just a tier above Pacheco anyway. Like I just
Yeah.
thought I'd throw it out there, see what you thought.
No, I mean, if you're gonna commit to the bit, like I don't hate that. Like, and then
Yeah.
we could stop at 4 running backs. Pacheco's another guy where I just worry about not getting it in good. I mean, he was going almost a full round later at the start of BBM. Not that I'm not taking him, but I
With that being said, when he was going there, Tet was going at the 3-4 turn. Chase Brown going about where he is now. Barkley was going
at the 2.
early.
Yeah,
But
that's fair.
RJ Harvey was
At
going
42.
anywhere
Yeah.
from 50 to 70 at that time.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, he
I
was way up there.
all over the place,
Yeah.
just all over.
All right. Let's see what are we looking at in the because like Cooper Cup is going to line up.
Mooney would be awesome.
Mooney,
Cup is a bring back. Egbuka would be like another like getting those 3. Like if we got Egbuka too, we had Tet, Golden, Egbuka, and then just made some gross wide receiver picks late with like Demario Douglas and Wandale.
Yeah.
Like I don't love how that sounds, but
Could work.
It's all
And
about getting there.
You like this more than taking Knicks here because I think we're at Knicks' ADP.
Bo Nix.
Or did he? No, Knicks is 90. Sorry, I thought he was 92.
Well,
everyone just went.
Well, Knicks usually goes over there where the other guy goes. So
I'm good with Cup here.
I think there's still a really positive, like a pretty decent chance that Bo Nix makes it back because we have Sutton and we have Harvey. Are they going to backstack him before ADP? Like his ADP is like 96.
No, you're right. I don't know
99.
why. Maybe on DK it's around 92, but yeah, we definitely did not need to take him there, and I don't know if we even want him there. I just wanted to
Yeah.
bring that up.
Like, as much as I dislike Cooper Cup and Michael Pittman, like clicking them, like there are teams that they make sense, and this is the team that they make sense on.
Yeah.
And if we get sniped on Knicks, like the beauty, like we have Gino, we have Bryce Young, and we have Jordan Love still available, right? Like,
Yep.
so adding like the addition of Sam Darnold to that as well, like makes it even easier to just hope nobody takes them unstacked.
Yep.
Like if somebody does, it's really not that big of a deal for us.
Yeah. Hartman got Joe Burrow at 72, so we're cooked, and we're cooked anyway.
He's cooked. Yeah, we're in agreement here.
Yeah, I think this is
All right,
fine.
we'll go through the team real quick. This is through what, 9 rounds. We got Bo Nix, Saquon Barkley, Chase Brown, RJ Harvey, Tet McMillan, Cortland Sutton, Matthew Gold, and Cooper Kupp, and elite tight end Brock Bowers. I think it's turning out pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, considering the running back firepower we have, our receivers aren't like terrible. So I like the run out that we got.
Yeah, and we don't have to look at tight end or running back until like round 14.
Yeah.
So these next few rounds, like I think we have to go with the wide receiver in the next round. And then it's like all about just what's left on the board because it starts to get gross, right? It does really start to get gross. So I do love the tight ends in this area. So like I don't mind taking like a Goddard or something when you have like a lot of people like, let's use the Brock Bowers power and like just take Jatavian Sanders. And but I think just like taking somebody in the 12th round, like Jake Ferguson or something, like it makes just as much sense because that's where all the value is in those rounds. Like, so why not take the value in those rounds with the elite and feel even safer about that two that you have?
Some of those guys aren't going to score that much worse than the receivers you take next to them. So exactly. I'm like, well, this is, yeah. So I'm with you there. Like, yeah, getting like a Jatavian Sanders who's just along for the ride or for the bye week. Like, yeah, I don't know. I kind of like leaning into the strengths there. Yeah, Steve, that's a good point about the bye weeks on Hyperfragile.
We have.
I know we're good.
Oh yeah, because Pacheco's 10.
Pacheco's 10.
Yeah, that would have been a mistake. All right, so I mean, if he makes it back, we just smash that.
Yeah, we got to just do that.
Well,
I want to take Cam Scatabo so badly, but
Cam Scatabo to me, like, would absolutely qualify as.
I have way too much Scatabo.
But I mean, I would have qualified that. So
yeah, we just take Ingram, right?
I think we just
sounds
do
good.
The thing.
Just do the thing. Yeah, we're done at we're done at tight end, but
done at that. We have a triple stack with an offense that's supposed to be better, right? Yeah. We have late stacking options at quarterback. Like our wide receivers aren't like amazing, but they're not awful either.
Yeah. So this range of receiver, do you normally go? I don't think you're a Kirk guy. It's like Kirk, Williams. It's pretty bad here.
I'm not really a Kirk guy, but this is the kind of team that Kirk is good for.
Yeah. Like, Herzig in his like daily email newsletter was talking about how Kirk might be a reasonable click where he goes. So I was like, well, that's, I'm willing to listen to.
This is the exact kind of team I would want him on.
Yeah.
So like if he's there, I'm fine with that. If not, we could.
Yeah, who would you have taken if he goes? Love? That's probably what I would have done too.
Like I think we just take Kirk though.
Yeah, no, I think we take Kirk too. I just was curious as to what you would have done had Kirk
since
gone.
We have the two rookies. And now we can take more shots. Like the last three wide receivers, like we have Kupp, we have Kirk, we have Sutton.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can just take shots on guys, like high upside guys.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think we definitely came back at
Yeah.
that. And we've actually afforded ourselves a chance to take more running back if we want. Now, I think we've came back plenty.
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine this will be like a 3-6-7-2 or even a 3-5-8-2. I don't know. I think we'll have one kind of pick where we can see
I,
what
th-
the
I think 3-5-8-2.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that kind of makes the most sense. Hey, what's up, Big Draft Energy? Do you? I can't get there. I
I
know
can't either.
like the whole point of having Bowers is getting him to the finals in case he scores 35 points. And if he doesn't score at least like 12 points one week and he's got like 5 points and that doesn't advance you, but then he has the 35-point week and like the second tight end was Theo Johnson who scored 15, which is it'd be a lot, but that's reasonable. A 2-touchdown, 30-yard game,
Yeah.
like that's why you want the second guy is it to force your stud to the playoffs. Like that's how I look at it at least.
Yeah.
All right, so we could go with the upside shot. I mean, we could do that for the bring back. We could go Kyle Williams.
I don't think we need Stroud with Kirk, but if you were for some reason a big Stroud bull,
Yeah.
I would probably just take
Hollywood.
Hollywood on this team as our week 17.
Yeah, I agree with that. That was our only option unless we wanted to reach on Richard.
Yeah. No, I like that. That's great. That honestly, that receiver run out in rounds 11 and 12 couldn't have gone any better for us. I don't think.
And like as much as I hate to admit it, Cooper Kupp is the perfect pick for this team. Like I don't like it. I really don't like it.
Yeah, if you tell yourself that they're going to make JSN play out of position to jam Kirk in or Kupp in, then he might actually be a good pick.
That's apparently how they were running it in the OTAs.
Yeah, that's what I hear. So that's why I've been taking more Kupp.
That's when I was like, because I was like completely out on Kupp. I'm like, they're like, why would they take their best player out of his position? They're going to be running him out. They're going to be running Kupp outside, and I don't think he can do that.
No.
So
no, I
don't. Are you any of these running backs?
I'm pretty agnostic to which ones, honestly. I'm not big on Eckler. I feel like he doesn't have any I'm fine with Garendo or Algier, whichever.
You can pick. I don't care. I'm slightly in on Garendo more.
Yeah, let's do Garendo then. That's fine.
Because I do think we'll end up with 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't have a lot of Harvey. Like I don't know what my percent is. I was trying to stay around the field because I thought he was going to go up and up and up. So I got 2 field before the Dobbins signing.
Yeah.
And like every time he fell, I took him basically. And now I'm like, well, now I can just cut. Like I think there's a good chance Dobbins just outscores him this year.
It wouldn't shock me at all.
Like I think if we were to put odds on it, it would go 60-40 in favor of Harvey to have more points. I'm not saying it's like a lock. I'm just saying I think if we play 100 seasons, I think 40 times Dobbins could outscore him.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's crazy. Like
no, I don't either. And I mean, don't like to project injury though. So like if you're going to bet against anyone, Dobbins to make it through the full season is pretty dicey. But if he does, then I think, it's pretty close to even odds who scores more points on that team.
Hey, shout out to Steve. I will be just saying it later, but he is on Bestball Jeopardy again tonight for the elimination round. He plays Neil Orfield. So that should be fun. All right, so
is it Geno time?
I think it is.
I think we lost.
These quarterbacks that went pretty much, and I mean, if they take them, we just take Sam Darnold, right?
Yeah.
So
now, where are you as far as forcing a third quarterback, or are you just good? If Darnold goes,
if Darnold goes, so Tyler Shuck pretty much goes undrafted every draft.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to force a third quarterback, you could just take Anthony Richardson or Shuck or Dart almost freely in the last round every draft. Like that's where I'm at with it. But Cam Ward is easy to backstack too.
Oh yeah.
So like especially in a room like this where we would like some upside, somebody like Io Manor, like I don't think I've clicked him yet in BBM, but or actually I've barely clicked him at all.
It's tough because it like I'm worried it's just going to be like Tyler Lockett, and I like really don't want to click Tyler Lockett in 2022. I don't know, and of course Restrepo. Like there's a small but loud contingent of Restrepo truthers out there on the internet.
I'm trying not to be one. Is how that goes.
Yeah. But yeah, so far, if this draft runs out how it has been, Darnold will come to us. Although, this guy needs a quarterback, so I'd be shocked if he doesn't take Ward or Darnold. Ward, probably Ward.
Tank Bigsby that's Tank. Never mind, I don't want him. I thought that said Tyler Algier. I'm not used to the new color, so we good?
Yeah. Let's just take Darnold here. Yeah, lock up our stacks.
Yeah, so we got the 3 quarterbacks. We have a bring back in 2 of them. We got a third one, elite tight end, stacked up with Gino. To be on, like, yeah, I'm loving this team.
Yeah,
like this team feels really good. Everything's just flown.
Everything has gone like nicely that we wanted. Like, I don't know how you feel about Slayton, but if we're gonna pick a late, he's a bring back for Gino. I like clicking Slayton. I click Slayton anyway, even if I don't have.
I think I have like 12%. So
yeah.
And he's actually been moving up the board, and I think if we want him, we need to take him next.
Yeah.
Although, if we want Jarquez Hunter, we got the Jarquez Hunter.
This is your team. So if you want Jarquez Hunter,
we have the Jarquez Hunter Bowl there in the one hole.
Yeah, he won't be. He won't be there for us.
He won't be there in round 17. I don't care. I need to stop clicking him as much. I got 26%.
Okay.
So like I would love to have him. Don't get me wrong. I think he is the play there. But
I'm trying to think because I mean I feel like Brashard makes a lot of sense as our 5th and final. As part of that bring back, think that's a high scoring game, pass catching back for week 17. But there's so many other good late round clicks if you're telling yourself a story like Manungai, Taj Brooks, if we're taking guys who could be zeros, but also could be really good.
Did you know T-Bear? Terrence Charles, I think they call him T-Bear. He's in chats all the time. He was saying yesterday that he'd been watching film from practice and that Ja'Cory Krusky-Merritt was outplaying Brian Robinson in camp or something.
You don't have to get me excited about Ja'Cory Krusky-Merritt. I'm like, I will just start clicking him every time.
So,
oh man,
do we want? We don't want Shipley.
Do we want Dowdle? Is pretty nice.
I mean, I think Dowdle fits this really well.
I think Dowdle fits it better. As much as I like Slayton, I feel like he's such a good 5th running back.
Because it's a team stack, a second bring back, and then
contingent upside plus standalone value. I feel like that's just.
Then we just finished with 2 wide receivers, right?
Yeah.
If Slayton's there, we take him. Who are your go-tos down here? Dontavian Wicks is on the thumbnail.
Yeah, Dontavian Wicks at all costs in every draft. Embarrassingly enough, it's MVS, and I wish Steve was still here because he's a big MVS bull. We don't have to do that.
So
I've been taking Jalen Naylor, sadly enough. I was taking a ton of Ty Felton.
But I know it says 3.2%, but I'm telling you, like in pre-draft, I was like the first one that pointed out all those things that Steve was talking about.
Yeah.
I was like, he's literally the only guy that they brought over with him.
Yeah.
So, and like, I mean, it was easy to follow. And yeah, you were Slayton first, right?
Yeah. I think so. I think, No, I really like that. And then, yeah, as far as other last round picks, yeah, I need to like not take Naylor, but I do like having like that third receiver in Minnesota. I think that's might be a little bit of a role, especially like if they show some flashes early. I was hoping it was Felton, but it's not.
Oh, I feel like we need a spike week guy.
AD Mitchell.
Yeah, I love AD Mitchell. I like MVS, especially for this team.
Elijah Moore is another one of those last round clicks I find myself taking because it's so wide open in Buffalo. I think he's one of the more talented receivers on their roster. Noah Brown apparently is healthy from last I heard. So I don't hate that.
Yeah, I'm fine with any.
I just try not to click the same guy every time because I did that last year.
Yeah, we have too much Carolina, or I'd like Coker.
Yeah,
I think the double stack would be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like our last two running backs are the same bye week, so that's actually kind of nice. Because that means that they're available. Both of them are available every other week, right?
Yeah.
So
that's a good point.
We ended up where we thought we would at a 3-5-8-2. Bo Nix, Geno Smith, Sam Darnold, Saquon, Chase Brown, RJ Harvey, Isaac Guerrero, Rico Dowdle. Wide receivers, Tet McMillan, Cortland Sutton, Matthew Golden, Cooper Kupp, Christian Kirk, Hollywood Brown, Darius Slayton, MVS. Like, we pretty much need Tet and MVS to massively outproduce their ADP for this team to really, really work. And then Brock Bowers and Evan Ingram. So, no, I like it.
I like his team.
It is thin at wide receiver at the top end, but like we have Chase Brown, Saquon Barkley, and RJ Harvey for the late season. So, and we got the three quarterbacks, all of it stacked. Geno is stacked with Bowers, and then we got the doubles, and we got the bringbacks in every game, right?
Yeah,
we got to bring back in all three games. So, everything fell by ADP almost perfectly for us.
It did. Just like a draft you could plan ahead. So that was nice how that one worked out.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely staying, and I'm doing more drafts. You are welcome to stay. I don't know what your time is like, but
I could probably stay for one more, or at least most of one. Or I could drop off if you want to just run it solo to the end.
It's good. We can jump into a puppy then.
It's perfect.
And then, I will review Schuster's team. He asked for one, and I'm a little guy, so I will review teams if people ask. As long as they don't ask every draft, I will. We got a 2-6-8-2. Jalen Hurts, Matthew Stafford, Breece Hall, Pacheco, Scadaboo, Wynn, Nick Chubb, DJ Giddens, Keaton Mitchell, Puka, AJ Brown, Calvin Ridley, Jordan Addison, Darnell Mooney, Cedric Tillman, Pat Bryant, Keenan Allen, Andrews, and Goddard. So you got a double stack of Jalen Hurts. You got Puka stacked up. You got the bring back. You don't have any Buffalo, but that's perfectly fine. Like, bring backs are nice, but they're not required. I love this running back room minus, like, I personally have only taken one share of Nick Chubb, and that was whenever Big Loaf was on, and he loves Nick Chubb. I'm pretty out on it. But that's a player take thing. Like, the ADP is fine. Like, it makes sense in this room too. So, like, I'm fine. Even if I don't like a player, whenever I try to review, I'll mention that I don't like the player. But if it structurally makes sense in how I envision that player working out, like, I don't think it's negative, right? And then the wide receiver room, fantastic. Like, stacked number one targets. Ridley is going to get like 150 meaningless targets this year. Addison, after week 3, is underpriced. Yeah, I like this wide receiver room a lot. Like, you got my boy Pat Bryant. Yeah, that's a very strong team.
Yeah.
All right, so we are firing up on the phone. I'm looking for it right now. It's being laggy, but we're going to do a puppy 2, 20 seconds. We will enter in 10 seconds. So, if you have to leave before, it's perfectly fine.
Okay.
After I click this button, I will go name this team real quick. We're waiting on 8. So waiting on 8 for the Puppy 2. The Bestball Mania here.
But yeah, I agree with you, Hames, as far as like reviewing teams. I do try to like look more at the structure than just player takes, because I do think that it's easy to just like cast aside ADP and what the market's doing, but the ADP is literally millions of dollars in entry fees in this, and like we should not completely ignore that.
Yeah.
And so I do, try not to be like, oh, this team's bad, and it's like, no, it made sense. They took players, where they needed to, and and they had good draft capital outlook. So
did this lag out? Okay, it's saved. So we are in. We got the 101.
Oh, God, I hit my mic. I got excited. Sorry, everyone.
Nice. Yeah,
that was me.
We pulled the 101. We got Coolers in the 105. We have
Steph in the underflow.
Charles in the 12. Rick in the 6. And I think that is it. If I missed you, yell at me. It's deserved. Oh, Steph missed. I hooked Steph up with Drafter Pass the other day. Have you got involved in Drafter Pass yet?
I actually uploaded my my lineups yesterday, and one person reviewed them, and I'm 1-0 in a puppy. And I looked at the team, I'm like, this team stunk. And then I looked at my opponent's team, I'm like, oh, I see why I won. But I was
yeah, I got her to jump on, and then like I was her biggest hater for like the first day. I think awesome. I was like 2-8 against her.
Oh no,
because like every single time it was hilarious, because it was very well structured teams or whatever. It's like all structured well, and like there's no massive ADP value, the way I would grade it, and then it goes down to like a player take, and it's like, well, I'm actually Keaton Mitchell over Justice Hill, and I think a lot of hers had Justice Hill on it,
yep.
or a Nick Chubb or something, and it's like it was just a player that I wasn't that big on, or like the teams that ended up with Ayuk on it early, like get docked because I docked my own that had Ayuk. It's like, oh, that was trash. Like
exactly.
But like, and then I did a bunch the next day, and I ended up redeeming her a little bit. So
yeah, my big board was like 16% Shadur Sanders. So I'm just like 16% of my teams are just like, people are going to be like, oh no, what are you doing?
Well, what's funny is I was 37% Damian Martinez, but I'm like 50. I'm like one of the top rated people to put in the big board right now, even with that. That means I'm probably going to get last.
Right. Yeah.
Like I think I was like number 8 or 9 or something, like by big board specifically.
I'll have to check what I'm there. I have a ton of RJ Harvey in the big board, which looks great, and a fair amount of like Tootin that went super late. But then a ton of Damian Martinez, a ton of Rashad Rocket Sanders. So there's just some just dead picks on there.
Yeah, I'm 207 wins, 157 losses for 56.9%, and I had 37% Martinez.
Yeah. If Ken Walker gets traded, we're back.
Yeah, they haven't found all those teams apparently.
I see FK Coolers in the chat voted for me. I think that's right, FK Coolers. I think I do remember it was you, so thank you. keeping me afloat.
Yeah, and then there's people like me who like, if I see you backstack Burrow, I just instantly vote against you. And like, but that's the thing, like not all votes, and like my votes against Burrow teams aren't created equal because I am a hater. Like
right.
Like, and I get that. I understand it's probably not fair if everything else made sense, but I don't care.
Awesome
That's my
team
vote.
Otherwise, just like nope.
Like votes on everything. That's how it is. It's just a vote. It's what you feel.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're right. Doesn't. I assume you were okay just taking Jamar Chase at 1.
Yes. Yeah, and I assume you're just gonna windmill in MHJ here as the bring back.
Yeah. It worked the first time.
Do you like McBride as a bring back? Are you in
I
on
love
that?
McBride.
Okay, fine
Do
with
we
me.
want to do the double?
I have not done the double all of in the entirety of this. So if you
Yeah,
you can.
let's go for it.
All right.
I've already landed this once out of my 2 drafts.
I feel like in a puppy it's not gonna happen, but we'll see. I'm
I don't
rooting
know.
for it.
I refrained from sniping Hartman last time. Hartman got it in the BBM, so
Yeah,
that's a good thing. Like I'm glad for him. The Chase Brown drafter about did it though. I know
we were
that.
talking about it. There are a couple of wild cards out there. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a kind of a T. Higgins hater, to be honest. I
Really?
wonder if I could ask the Almighty one question, it's where would T. Higgins be drafted if Chase Brown did not slide and there was no overtime? Like, I feel like he'd be going like 10 picks later, but he had that week 17 explosion. And so I don't know. I feel like he goes too early. I feel like he should go like, pick 38 would be a fair price, but we get it. I don't know.
He still would have been like a top 8 wide receiver in points per game for the season, even without that 40-point game. So
yeah,
because like he ended up being number 3, I think it was. Let me bring it up. Yeah, so he was number 3 if you do not include, like, if you include Chris Godwin, and if you also include Rashee Rice as a 3-game sample because he didn't really play in that one.
Okay.
Like he's number 2, but if you remove those 2, he was number 2 with 15.6. So like, if you take away like 12, like let's say he had an average game, so 25 points by 11, like 2 points a game, like he's still down in here, right?
Yeah. Just looking at that, like 104 targets. Like, I guess, yeah, it was only 12 games, so that's fair. All right, I'm just being a hater then.
Yeah, no. I was a hater last year because he literally came out and said, "I'm not going to play if I'm not healthy," and then he proved what he said, and everyone got bailed out. Like it's how I feel about it. Like I'm not saying I'm happy about it, but I do know that it happened. Kind of.
I was a hater last year, and I'm still hating. I'm taking him though. I just don't like him, and Chase feels thin to me. I guess that's what it is. I feel like
it feels thin if you don't land Burrow.
Yeah.
That's why I think you almost have to, even though everybody does it, I think you have to do the McBride thing and then just hope Kyler comes back.
So I'm in favor then of just taking Burrow here because the 11 hole has gone double elite QB, and I am scared that this is not going to happen.
And it's a puppy though.
All right, I love how that it's a puppy. You can justify anything.
And you know what? Why not go triple by week 10?
It's a puppy.
It's a puppy, right?
I love JMO. I mean, you don't have to come on. Yeah. We're building a weekly winners team. We're hoping there's a side contest.
All right. Do you want to do that? Do you want to go JMO? Like what do you want?
I would take JMO, but this Pickens is fine there. Whichever you prefer.
Let's do it.
All right. We'll live a little.
Yeah, let's have some fun.
Quad by week 10.
Yeah, like who's scared of by week 10? I'm not. Who is not scared of by week 10?
But yeah, I am afraid that the Burrow snipe is more likely with one more person without a quarterback.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, no, like why not? We'll give it a whirl.
All I'm going to say is very, very few teams will be out there that did this.
Yeah, the combinatorial ownership here of Chase Higgins, Worthy, and Pickens is going to be pretty low.
Since the schedule has dropped, this is going to be extremely unique.
Yeah, this was a big board. It's a big board team here.
And this is the thing. I don't think you win any money week 10. Yeah.
That's what they say. Yeah, someone posted like that Tillman was like the number 2 receiver in week 7 through 10, and then someone like snarkily replied like, well, that's great for like week 7 through 10 leagues.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like my Tillman shares, but I thought that was was pretty good.
It does, but like it doesn't matter. Like Which other wide receivers do you like over Higgins? That's a good question.
I take Higgins there. I just don't normally take him with Chase because honestly, I learned my lesson about Higgins, and I don't want to end up with Stone Zero. But yeah, I'm like kind of out on McLaurin if we're talking about the receivers in that range. I don't take very much McLaurin, but all the other guys I'm fine with and take pretty much at ADP. I'm definitely light on him. I feel like he ran really hot with touchdowns last year, and I was happy. I had a ton of him last year, but we got him in like the 8th round, and now being in the 3rd, he feels like a guy where if you don't pair him with Daniels, I really don't like him. So I try to take him if I'm like on the right side of the board, and I'm pretty sure I can get that stack. It's kind of where I've been.
Yeah, Terrence asked a question here. Has anyone seen a chart where wide receivers drafted ADP versus production? I haven't, but a friend of mine has been making wide receiver charts and posting them in my Discord for fun. So I can send that to him, and we could probably bring that up tomorrow or something, if you would like, assuming they can get to it today. Hating on Tillman is what not blowing ball sounds like.
The Bestball community loves Tillman, like loves that guy. I take him. I don't want to get on the wrong side of everybody here, but it's like he is.
I'm gonna guess it was very, very bad based on how round 2 was so wide receiver heavy, and none of them worked out. Like the only one that worked out was Nico, and he was hurt a lot of the time.
Yeah, I mean the 101 didn't work out with CMC. The 103 didn't really work out with Hill. Like we weren't taking Saquon. Henry went later. It's pretty bad. Like even early, it was pretty sketchy.
Jaden Reed here at 70. Joe Burrow goes naked. That's so we go David Montgomery or Caleb Johnson. Which 2 running backs do we want?
I like Caleb and Judkins more than Montgomery.
Me too.
But okay, good.
Yeah,
perfect.
And because we went the 3 or the 4 wide receiver by week 10s, I think we have to go later. Like we are solid for wide receiver. We still need to draft 7, right?
Yes.
Because we build
the team.
But we can do that with Ray McLeod. You know, like So like we're good there.
Yep. What are we thinking for quarterback now? It's going to be pretty grim.
Yeah, it's whatever.
All right. We're just not going to.
I don't care. Like I honestly don't care.
That's fair.
If we have to go naked quarterback, we have to go naked quarterback. It's fine. Like
I find myself taking Aaron Rodgers with Caleb more than I should because I don't think he's going to throw the ball to Caleb a lot. But I'm like, well, I'll just backstack and I'll just like buy the Steelers offense. And I don't know if that's good or bad, but I do get there sometimes.
Like I'm sure that Steele there is watching the stream and trying to get a rise, and I honestly just don't care if somebody takes Burrow of my double stack. It's nice to get it, but whatever.
Yeah, like, you just made your team worse.
I don't expect to get Burrow back whenever I don't take him at the 4 or 5 turn.
Yeah,
I just don't expect it. If it happens, that's awesome. So, like people doing that to like protect it, good for you.
Yeah,
like
you're not going to be in every room. People are going to get that combo.
Yeah, I got it already today. Okay, but yeah, I think structurally we had to go with the 2 running backs there.
Yeah,
and so David Montgomery, I got him at you were talking about Terry McLaurin actually, and David Montgomery kind of reminded me of that because he's been falling.
Mm-hmm.
Terry McLaurin on drafters routinely goes in the middle of the 4th.
Oh, yeah, that's
like you're getting to the 3-4 turn with Jaden Daniels and Terry there, and people are just not doing it.
Yeah, interesting.
And like it's happened multiple like 3 of my last 10 drafts over there.
I have not played on drafter, so I don't know. Do you think that's more of like a sharper group or a more casual kind of tournament? Thanks, MK. Cool. Yeah. Good job.
Yeah, good
Enjoy
job,
your Mike
everybody.
Gesicki and Jermaine Burton team. I'm sure that's what you need to win the puppy too.
Well, and Chad's stream earlier. And by the way, go ahead and plug yourself.
Oh,
Chad's stream. Yeah, we haven't done that yet. Go ahead and do that if you do have to leave early.
yeah, yeah, I'll head out after this draft. But yeah, I'm on most mornings, 8:30 a.m. Monday to Friday on my the Chad Candles YouTube channel. Wake Up Best Ball is the show, and yeah, I'd love it if you stop by, threw me a sub or a like or two, and just hung out because it is fun in the mornings, and it's I do enjoy streaming and chatting with all of you all.
Yeah, so Kyler's the obvious choice. I think we could just take Fields if we have to.
Yep.
He's probably going to take Kyler as well. That's perfectly fine. We could just take Bo Nix and backstack him.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
so we will take Kyler. And what else do we want to? I really don't like a lot.
You don't like the Warren plus.
I don't.
Caleb thing.
I mean, we could.
It's
a puppy.
It's a puppy. Yes. I don't know. I mean,
I haven't done it yet.
I would just jam Scatabo and have another Scatabo share. But
I kind of like just taking Nix here.
We can just take Nix, and then that enables us to just be.
We have the worthy.
We got the bring back. Troy Franklin, welcome to the team. No,
yeah.
See if we can
seriously, I don't mind. Like, I'm not saying that's the go-to stack.
Yeah. No,
but quarterback is going to be hard to get in this room already because of the double elite, right?
Yeah. We had double, and the guy next to us just took a third quarterback for some reason.
Yeah. So that makes me feel really good about doing that.
Yeah.
And I mean, if we can get Pat Bryant, we get Pat Bryant. If we can't, we don't. We can just tack on Troy Franklin and honestly, naked Bo Nix is fine. Like, he had a couple rushing touchdowns last year. Their offensive line is very good. I just really, really like it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a guy you can definitely take on stacked is more than okay. Yeah, you cannot enter a BBM without entering a 3 pick'ems now.
They did. They also changed all clocks to 20 seconds. Just so you know.
So you can get the pick'ems faster.
What's going to be funny is if they go to like the fast puppy and the slow puppy, and they have the slow puppy 8-hour clocks. The fast puppy is like 15-second clocks. And then they do a medium puppy, which is 30 seconds. Just to troll everybody.
Just to mess with us.
Just to troll everybody. Hey, what's up, Mufasa? Yeah, I don't know if I like the new look. Like, I'm a dark mode always guy, and they like the dark mode looked fine before. I think what I don't like about the computer version of this is the front page. You can't drag the bar and scroll over anymore. You have to click the button to advance the contest.
I don't think I haven't drafted enough on my computer to notice this.
So if you go here, you have to come up here and click this button to move over. Yeah.
And you have to get past all this, like even if you click NFL, you get like baseball and like basketball. I'm like, I don't want to play the like dog lick. I don't know what that is. It's some like NBA contest.
I hate the new look more than anything I've ever seen.
So brutal.
Is that an F, an F minus, a D plus? What's the grade, Steph?
Well, they just didn't ask like a single best ball player, like, oh, do you want this? Everyone would have been like, no, please don't do that. And it's like, no, you're going to, this is your new view.
Got it. Well, it's all the fonting is different. And like, it has to be awful for like, I'm not sure how Sidekick had to mess with everything, but I know all the overlays had to do things like differently. They didn't give anybody notice that they were doing it either. Dobbins would be absolutely perfect for this team.
Yes. I hard agree on Dobbins there.
Stevenson would also be perfect for this team. So go ahead, take him. Steel Surfer.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Jared Goff is a good quarterback though, and he is after ADP, so maybe you should take him.
I don't mind Njoku if we want to like build out a Cleveland thing because we do have Judkins. I will never say no to a Tucker Craft share either.
I think we have to take Stevenson. Are you good with Spears?
Yeah, fine.
Or do we want to not go another week 10 by like at this position?
Oh, God, I hit my mic again. Sorry.
I'm fine with Njoku. I was just throwing out another option.
No, I think I would take Njoku over Spears, but
Okay.
we can pass on Njoku, like if we want to just take a late tight end. Okay.
I'm good with that. Like I actually like the middle tight ends with the elite more than I like the elite with like Jatavian Sanders. Like I will do that sometimes, but and Njoku's a player that I have way less than I want. Like I like him a lot as ADP. I tend to need a quarterback or a running back at this area almost every draft, and I just don't get to him that often.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it is a kind of a weird range. I feel like you feel best when you need a quarterback because they're all here and you're just like don't have to take these guys you're not super in on. But for me, like Njoku and Kraft are guys I like, and they do. If you did take a tight end earlier, you can just stop at 2 and feel like, oh, I don't need to like cobble together 3 at the end. Oh God, I have
that. That sucks. Bond was the one that I had very, very little of. I started mixing them in. So I was the weird one. Like everybody loved him. And then the combine happened and everybody was like,
yep,
he sucks. What I seen at the combine was he actually looked like he could play football, which I didn't think he could.
Right.
So I had none of him when he was going at 150. And then I got up to like 2% when he was at like 210. And like I moved him from like 270 in my rankings all the way to like 225.
Yeah.
You know, like I still way behind. So like I got a couple shares, but I dodged that one reasonably well.
I just brought it up and I have 9.7% Isaiah Bond in my pre-draft.
I had 11% Jonnu, so 37% Damian Martinez, and what was the other one? I had 17% Restrepo as well.
Yep.
So
those were my misses. Restrepo I have. I had 13.2% Restrepo. Yeah, Mike, I thought I was going to be doing more of podcasting than streaming, so I have this like embarrassing clunky mic that just it's not good. I do need to upgrade this thing.
Yeah. It looks like something in a sci-fi movie.
Yeah, there we go. It's futuristic, not like really crummy.
like a Doctor Who episode or something. Which I don't watch the show, but every time I've seen people watch it, it's like the jankiest stuff. Like all the builds.
It's really like, campy.
Yeah. I mean, Trey Benson would be fantastic. Garendo would be awesome. We still only have those 4 wide receivers. We can't afford Hollywood Brown.
No. I feel like this is like Quinshon Judkins coded.
Yeah, I think we need him.
Yep.
And you can't do Jaden Blue.
Can't do Jaden Blue. You like Garendo. I mean, I think Garendo's fine.
Do we just...
Why don't we just do that? Because otherwise,
let's just lock it up.
Lock it up.
Boom. Double by week 12, quadruple by week 10. So we have to go with a third by week 12 guy for the bid.
This is literally a free lesson on how to do weekly winners schemes.
Yeah, this is not weekly winners. This is a puppy.
We're
out here living out, Boogie.
Yeah.
I was like, are you against 4 by week 10 wide receivers to start the draft?
Absolutely not.
And he's like, not on your account. Not on
I loved our BBM team. I actually think that team came out really, really solid.
So I'm really out on the Seahawks as a whole.
Okay.
And I've done 10 BBMs and I have 2 Darnold teams.
That's how he's so easy to get to. He's so easy to get to.
Well, the other one's unstacked. He was at 207. I just it was with BBG, and I'm like, do we just take him, right?
Gotta take him. Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I think we do. So.
Yeah, I had a BBM where like Gino was there in round 18 and I had two quarterbacks and I just didn't take him. And I still think about that. I'm like, why didn't I just add Gino? If I had some like dust ball receiver that's going to get 0 points.
Oh, so yeah, the second puppy 2 I did, and this is the third. Geno Smith fell to 189. So I just took him naked.
Yeah.
And Sam Darnold fell to like a little after that. And it was weird because this one guy had one quarterback and I was at the 4 hole. They were at the 3. They took Jack Besh at like 170 or the round before that, and it wrapped around. They only had one quarterback and they didn't take Geno Smith. They passed on him.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what you were gifted an out and you just don't take it.
Just didn't take it.
All right. All right.
No, I mean, we have 2 guys that go in the first 2 rounds as part of the Raiders offense. Like the quarterback should probably be drafted before round 18. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just seems logical to me, but what do I know?
All right. So we are still a little thin at running back. I think we just have to take 2 RBs here, probably, no matter how gross it is. I actually like this here.
Yeah.
Are you, did you hear my joke yesterday about, Darren Waller? Because I think it's pretty good.
No, I don't think so.
I'll say it whenever we're done. So which ones of these do you? I like all of these.
Literally all of them. I like any of these I'm fine with. So it's
which
harder
ones, none of them are by week 10 either. So
yeah. I mean, ironically, the first 2 are also the first 3 were lining up with our existing bye weeks.
Yeah. So, and like, I think Roshan and Braylon and like would be absolutely perfect with those 2 as well.
Yep.
And then this is definitely a 6 RB team, right?
Yes.
I do prefer Jarquez Hunter over these guys, honestly.
Honestly, I'd probably take Miles Sanders with this particular team. No. Just no. He's also by week 10. So we don't
I just think there's a reasonable chance Jarquez comes all the way back.
Yeah.
So
that's fine.
Do we take those 2? I mean, or do we take Shipley?
I think I want to say Allen Shipley, but they're both by week 9, and then we have new bye week that we're losing. I feel like Shipley, we're pretty sure is the backup in Philly, whereas Roshan, I'm a little.
Well, we already got Roshan. It's between Shipley and Allen.
We could take Allen.
Okay. Yeah, it timed out while
That's okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I can't see the screens covering our box, so I didn't know how much time we had. So I'm sorry. Yeah, but I think it's just on my end the way I'm looking at it. But I think Braylon Allen's at least gonna gonna score points, whereas Shipley literally might do stone 0 unless something happens to Barkley.
I guess I should have moved this over.
No worries. I could generally figure out what was going on, but I couldn't see the exact timer, so I was chatting away there. We were on the clock.
Okay, so the Waller thing. I just noticed this while I was on stream yesterday. I'm like, man, it is too funny that Darren Waller goes from MIA to MIA.
That's a good bit. Yeah.
like that is hilarious that he went from MIA on the Giants to the team in MIA. That's just so good.
Nothing says I'm really engaged by I will only play in Miami. That's how you know a football player is in it for the love of the game, not to just cash more checks and live in Miami. That's a really bad sign.
Man, you're gonna pay me to retire
Yeah.
better? Yeah, yeah, sure. I'll go to OTAs. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
I'll
yeah,
be
no problem.
I'll be there. I'll be.
Yeah. It's like, oh gosh, it's brutal.
Yeah, no, sorry, I didn't bring the board out. That's my bad.
No.
Wait, that's gonna happen week 1 of OTA or of training camp.
Yeah, he's like, I don't really want to block these people. I'm good. We're good.
I wonder if that was part of the trade talk. Are you gonna make me block?
You won't have to block. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Here in Miami, we don't block anybody, even on the offensive line.
we have a concussion-prone quarterback. That's what you want. You want your tight end to not want to block.
We only roster offensive linemen because it's required by the rules.
Yeah. Oh goodness, yeah. It's a tough scene in Miami, but you know what?
I was there for a while as a KC fan, like those Brody Croyle years and Tyler Thigpen, and it was nothing more fun than making fun of your own team. Like there really isn't. So like as a Dolphins fan, where are you realistically on your win total this year?
I feel like we're going to be 9 to 10 wins. I mean, I'm going to assume health here. I'm going to assume health. I'm actually going to think that our offensive line is not complete dog water and they're able to like scheme the ball out quick. And is it just Hunter and Lloyd here?
It could be. We could lock up one of those backfields too. Yeah, I'm up.
I don't hate that. I never do that, but I'm not like opposed. I mean,
I'm starting to do it because I notice every time I need running back, it's always on Judkins' team still. so
I guess I'm scared of Ford. I'm scared that we take both of them and we lose to Ford anyway.
I am not scared of that.
If you're not scared of that, then let's just take Dylan.
It could be Brooks too.
Yeah,
I think we just take Sampson.
That's fine. That's fine. We have Njoku. We're like making a bet on various Cleveland pieces. They're playing the Steelers.
We got 7 running backs now, so
love it.
Yeah,
and then Troy Franklin.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and keep. We don't. I mean, we do need Troy Franklin for the bit though, for the all by week 12 bit.
Oh no. I forgot we have another terrible bye week situation.
And then we have Big Mike Williams, right? Like he fits the theme.
I haven't even seen Mike Williams like in the player tab of my screen since February. Like I forgot about Mike Williams.
Hey Tyler, I talked him into letting us go 4 wide receiver by week 10 to start the draft. And that's what we're dealing with today.
It's a puppy.
Yeah, it's a puppy. We're doing puppy things. So we got a 2-7-6-2 going. We have Kyler, Bo Nix, Caleb Johnson, Quinshon Judkins, Ramondre, Roshan, Braylon, Jarquez, and Sampson. We're actually strong at running back, I think, like reasonably. And then Jamar Chase, Higgins, Worthy, Pickens, Quentin Johnston, Pat Bryant, McBride, and Njoku. So, yeah, we definitely need this last one to be any wide receiver. Any of these guys kind of work for me.
Yeah.
I still click Deontay Johnson here and there. I know nobody likes it, but if
we're ever gonna click him, this feels like the team to do it. To be honest with you.
I'll go ahead and unqueue Mike Williams.
Yeah, we don't want that. We don't want that to happen. I actually like this. I mean, the week 10 thing is a little unfortunate, but it's an interesting like 0-0 RB team. I mean, our wide receiver room is pretty. I feel like it's pretty good.
Yeah, like
our QB room's good. Our tight end room's amazing. Like we just need to get lucky with the running backs.
Yeah, as long as our quarterbacks are good enough.
Yeah,
like it doesn't matter.
But again, we're drafting them there and only taking 2. Like we're right, like we just have to assume they are, or this team's dead anyway. Like,
I mean, it depends if you can get it just depends on how things play out in those playoff weeks and in the regular season, right? Like if you could, like all that matters is you have the combination that advances you to the finals, right? Like no matter if it's two or
Yeah.
three. I don't. We don't know what that answer is. Generally, with Kyler and Bo, I would probably go three quarterbacks. Uh,
But we
we did a
really need a
we
seventh running or
we
receiver.
we did a bit here, so like we're just gonna kind of lean into it a little bit.
Yeah, you're
Uh,
welcome, everyone.
yeah, yeah. I don't think it's bad though, honestly. Like I think this is really strong. I don't think very many people are willing to do it.
No. And
So
again, it's just 150 max tournament. Like I think doing this in one or
once,
two drafts is fine. Like if you
yeah,
do this every time, you're gonna be drawn a little live to get goose egged. But
yeah. I
you know
generally I would say this team needed three quarterbacks,
yeah
assuming you don't reach for them or anything. Like if I have Kyler and Bo, I don't reach for like I'll take one around ADP if it's stacked, and if somebody is unstacked like 8 9 picks past ADP, I'll take them like, and then just try to backstack if it's possible, kind of thing. Assuming I have the roster spot available for it. And yeah, like to your point about doing like doing weird builds if you're gonna max. Like I did in the drafters mini yesterday. I did a double elite quarterback build. Like
yeah.
by are we are do you want Franklin or do we want one of these other guys?
I'm I'm honestly fine either way. I almost feel like an AD Mitchell or McLeod might be a little better. Um, I think they're less like
I like Mitchell.
yeah. I mean, Mitchell could be a zero, but I think if he's not, he's going to put up a lot more points than Troy Franklin, who we're just kind of hoping like catches a bomb or two. I struggle to see Franklin like really carving out a huge role.
That draft room was like the gift the movie Airplane where he's sweat buckets trying to land. Hey, what's up, DQ? All right, we'll go through the team and then we'll let you get out of here. Uh,
Perfect.
we got a 2-7-6-2 or 2-7-7-2. We got Kyler Murray, Bo Nix, Caleb Johnson, Quinshon Judkins, Ramondre, Roshan, Braylon Allen, Jarquez Hunter, Dylan Sampson, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Xavier Worthy, George Pickens, Quentin Johnston, Pat Bryant, Adonai Mitchell, Trey McBride, and David Njoku. Yeah, I think for as much fun as we had, the team actually turned out well too. Like,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. I mean, if Ramondre is a thing, then I think this team is pretty good. I think that's kind of the linchpin of
yeah,
it. I'm a little more of a Ramondre bear, but I'm
me
willing
too.
to like accept. I'm willing to see the vision there. So
Well, I think even worst case scenario, like I don't think he's going to fumble it 2 times by week 3. Hopefully, like if
yeah,
he does, it's just Travion Day, right?
yeah.
But all right. So for those of you who are not, please go over to Chad Candle's YouTube, subscribe there. I put his X stuff in the description below. I really appreciated having you on. I had a really good time. It's a lot of fun.
Hey, me too. Thanks so much for having me.
Hey, yep. Well,
I'll see
take
you.
care.
You too.
And we will be doing another puppy. Um, for those of you who want to come along, I will. I got to bring this up on my phone once again since I removed my cache and forgot that it would screw all that up. But so I don't know if you guys have noticed today if you've done very many puppy twos, but these puppy twos have been finishing in like 25 minutes. Like the people in the streets today are thirsty. They are very thirsty and they're just slamming the picks. Uh, but anyway, we are at the screen. We will enter the puppy 2 20-second clocks in 10 seconds. And I will go name that one. We got 7 more to start, 5 more to start, 3 more to start. And we are live. We got the 103. I'm going to make sure that it. I don't like how this stays here now. Make sure the BBM actually posted. Yep. All right. So we got the 103. We have Rick here in the 4, Coolers in the 5, OPP Luke in the 7. Charlie is in the 12th spot again. I don't see anybody else. Did Steph miss again? I know she tried earlier. She missed then. Yeah, I would have tell everybody like to at least go listen to some of his streams. He does a really good job. He's always got that same attitude. It's really fun to talk to him. He's very interactive with the chat. He gets a little behind here and there, but we all do. Yeah, we'll take Jefferson here. I'm wondering if Jefferson's going to start sliding now that the Hayden and Josh series came out, and they both had Jefferson at like 7. I don't know if you guys watched that, but Hayden Winks and Josh Norris both had Just Jefferson at like 6 or 7. And I feel, and like they had, Hayden had CD at 2, and he had Puka at 4. So like how I've been saying, like they're pretty much similar. Like that's kind of what he was saying. He had, I think it was Saquon, maybe it was Gibbs. I don't remember. He had, I think it was Saquon at 3. I can't remember exactly, but CD and Puka were both above Jefferson on his list. And Josh Norris had Christian McCaffrey at 4. I've heard Christian McCaffrey all the way up to 2 on some people now. Like, I don't want to have none of him. I will be underweight McCaffrey if he's going where he's going, but I definitely don't want to. I definitely don't want to be overweight on him, but I don't want to fade him either. The Hayden content is very intriguing to me because he's often different from these big contest sites, even if you don't end up agreeing. Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at. And like they both massively prefer running back, and their stuff is usually RB heavy. And they know that. But like last year they were pretty much right on a lot of it. Whenever it came to the RB capital and stuff, right? So like they were all over Jacobs, they were all over Saquon, they were all over Derrick Henry, if I remember right. So hey, no problem, Justin. I appreciate you coming in. Have a great night. So yes, I want this. I think I want that. I don't know. Let's go Bucky. Actually, we'll take a Bucky share. If he works out, he works out, and he will probably pay off around one price. So any pick is defensible. Yeah. That's kind of the thing. Like, if he's healthy, he's probably fine at any pick. Yeah, and I think I just want to like whatever his ADP is. I think I just want to take him like one spot behind his ADP. And if that leaves me with like 3%, it leaves me with like 3%. If it leaves me with 8%, it leaves me with 8%. So I don't want to be above on him, but I definitely don't want to be way below either. I'm going to end up with a lot of Trey McBride if this keeps happening. I'm not tired of it yet, though. I want to keep taking Trey McBride at 27. Yeah, let's view the results. We have 31 votes. We like the new underdog look? 65% say yes and 35% say no. The new underdog, and I remember that because Gamble sign here. The new underdog look is awful. I thought my monitor settings reset. Yeah, Steph said it hurts her eyes. It didn't at first, but if you draft if you do multiple drafts, it does. It does like hurt my eyes a little bit if I'm looking at it consistently. Um, like for sure. Like I can say that I'm having a little fatigue right now on my eyes. I might have to get some of those super cool glasses that have the screen protector stuff on it. Maybe that's what I'll have to do. I I instantly so I noticed that it was different uh, because I noticed the boxes were different. Like the boxes were a little sharper, like they looked sharper. So I was like, oh, it's a brand new format. I just happened to notice that the way the boxes looked were a little different. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it only looked different because of the background. But to me, and like how this was shaded, there were a few signs. I and since I'm an absolute degen, I noticed it. That's not something that you should be proud of, but I did it. Even though we shouldn't be proud of it, that's where we're at. It happened. If you do new look with light mode, maybe if you go to light mode, it looks normal or something. Maybe the light mode is actually gray instead. Oh man, come on, coolers! You do that? The Terry Drafter, a chat buddy right here. Take Jaden on him. I am going to be like I've been smashing Amari and Hampton anyway. Uh, have you guys heard the rumor on Najee Harris? Like this is I'm not breaking news. I don't know if this is true or not. But there's supposedly news out there, or there's a rumor, not news. But of course I'll take Xavier Worthy in the fifth. Um, but apparently there's somebody said, and it's not been confirmed yet, that Najee Harris had a fireworks accident and might have lost an eye. So I am not saying that that's true. I haven't looked into it at all, but that's a wild thing to just make up. That's all I'm gonna say. Like that's a absolutely wild thing to just make up for that player to not have came out and said no, that's not true, because it's been out there for a couple days, right? So that's fake. He held a youth camp. Oh yeah, I haven't heard anything about it. Okay, like yeah, I haven't heard. I actually didn't hear about it until this morning. So it doesn't matter. Like I'm still Omari and Hampton at like pick 40. I think Omari and Hampton should be going at like pick 43, 44 anyway. And I feel like it has to like that's what a lot of people are saying. Um if Najee tears an ACL, my futures will pay off, but otherwise I wasted my money. He showed up at youth camp with both eyes. Got it. Well, there's not a confirmed report it didn't happen either. Yeah, like Omarion is still the play either way. Like like if I'm on this half of the board and Tet McMillan is not there, like I will take Omari and Hampton almost 100% of the time. Like if Jaden fell, I'd probably take Jaden, but like I have Tet above Omari, and but like other than that, like or like if a Mike Evans fall or so we got Scotty Mack over here bringing up DK Metcalf all the way up here. I mean, even with slow Najee both eyes. Yeah. Well, I was saying like I mean, number one, like only having one eye is only a depth perception thing, first of all. Second of all, like he I was joking that he couldn't see the hole anyway, so how's it gonna hurt? Um not that that's true. I'm just a hater. So uh do I want to take um maybe I just want one of these running backs again. I don't know. Do I want I think I want Ricky Pearsall here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take Ricky Pearsall. And then if Swift comes back around, I will do that. I don't take a lot of Swift, but I think it would make some sense here. Not Jaden Reed. Matthew Golden. We'll take David Montgomery for the Week 17 bring back on Justin Jefferson. So through 6 rounds, we have Bucky Irving, Omarion Hampton, David Montgomery, Justin Jefferson, Xavier Worthy, Ricky Pearsall. Apparently it was 7 rounds, and Trey McBride. If you have to refute lies, yeah. I'm just kind of waiting until actual stuff comes out. I just heard that it was something that was out there. I have no idea. I'm not a reporter. So after the Chargers playoff game last season, Jim Harbaugh may run the ball 1,000 times. Hey, welcome off the schneid. For those of you who are not, go sub to him. He puts out content generally at 8 p.m. Central Time, I believe, during the week. I'm not sure what his exact schedule is right now, but he's a good follow. If he is not afraid to give his takes at all. Najee stays healthy. Yeah, he does stay healthy. Like that's like his biggest positive, right? Is that he's probably going to play all 17 games. Love him or hate him, he's probably going to be healthy. And he's probably going to be in the game some. Like, it's not like Najee's a bad player. He's not a fun player to me. And I don't know if Hartman is still in here, but as I'm giving shout outs, shout out to Hartman Fantasy Football. He's also a good follow. He is starting to do a weekly show with JT Bestball and Chris the Candyman on Tuesday nights. Watched it last night. It was a good show. They were going over exposures and like talking why they like the players and stuff. It was pretty good. Coaches love him because he doesn't fumble and he stays healthy. Absolutely. Yeah, and Najee would have made sense in our last build, or in our BBM build where we had where we went the 0 running back ish build. Like it would have made some sense. I'll take Mahomes here if he falls. Yeah, because I have Worthy here, and the Rashid drafter's on the inside of me, so I should be able to get him. I might be able to actually wrap it around with Kyler Murray as well. Yeah, there really are. Uh, Absolutely, for sure. If you don't vary your builds, you'll never get. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, that's the best thing. The biggest boon to actually doing multiple styles of builds is it will land you on players that you don't like. Like we took Cooper Cup. That's my one of my very first shares of Cooper Cup. Um, and I didn't hate it. You know, I think I'm just gonna go Brock Purdy here. Um, Instead, we'll just do that. I kind of like. I wouldn't mind getting because we got Bucky and Hampton here. I wouldn't mind if like right here if Luther Burden was there stacking him up with the Ricky Pearsall Brock Purdy thing, and Garendo goes on this side of the board. So I think Brock Purdy makes some sense there, and I don't like anything. I have quite a bit of Kyler with McBride, so I kind of want some McBride without Kyler as well. You are welcome, coolers. So I intentionally built Jaden Daniels, Kyler Murray last year because you could go Kyler in the seventh and like the ADPs lined up perfectly where you could go McBride in the fifth, Terry McLaurin in the fourth, McBride in the fifth, Kyler in the seventh, and then Jaden Daniels in the ninth. And like I would intentionally build that. And one of those builds is the one that got me ninth in the plot contest. So uh like I actually went into multiple drafts. I tried to build that out about 12 to 15 times. I didn't like do it overboard, but it was something I liked. And I tried to do it 12 to 15 times. And one of those builds is what actually got me ninth place in one of the flock contests. So I, I, I have a soft spot for that specific combo. And it's really hard to get this season because Jaden generally goes on the right side of the board and Kyler generally goes on the left. Wasn't planning to protect a second quarterback so high, but yeah, yeah, like you're not going to get that. Like that's probably going to be a semi unique combination with Kyler Murray and Jaden Daniels for sure. I do think that this will be my last draft today, unless we can get if we can get to 45 likes somehow. I'll do a fourth draft. Uh, so that's the goal to do a fourth. I would not mind stopping, but I will do another if you guys force me to. I mean, I guess it's my decision to set the goal out there. But all right, so we were already talking about this. I would love for that to happen. I would love to get Shaheed. I would love, man, I like Dobbins here too. There's a lot of good picks for this team. We will smash Luther Burden there. This is pretty late. Like that is a massive value on Rashid Shaheed. That is such a good pick for Rashid Shaheed right now. Maybe nobody wants him. Send him back my way. I'm not afraid. All right. So if we don't get him, what do we want to do? This is the kind of team that I know it's early. I know everybody hates him right now. Uh, we'll just take Christian Kirk. Actually, we'll do it again. So the team right now, we have Patrick Mahomes, Brock Purdy, Bucky Irving, Amari and Hampton, David Montgomery. Wide receivers, Justin Jefferson, Xavier Worthy, Ricky Pearsall, Luther Burden, Christian Kirk, and Trey McBride. Make who Hames draft again. gray again. Is that a pun for this? An all gray board? I guess I don't. I guess I don't quite get it. But we're kind of rocketing up, so it's probably going to happen. You guys have 8 more or 6 more rounds to get 6 more likes. So, oh, that is not going to happen. It is not going to be Noah Gray. I promise you. I will not select Noah Gray in an 18 round contest. I will have a hard enough time taking him in a 20 round contest. Last year it was more of a fluky thing in my opinion. Um, Number one, just because like Kelsey still had 97 receptions and he just didn't happen to get the touchdowns. Um, and number two, like Jared Wiley, I think people forget that KC took a 3rd round pick on a rookie last year at tight end, and that rookie had an ACL tear in preseason, or that might have even been in training camp. I think it was in training camp, and he's going to be fully healthy this season. And supposedly Kelsey said that he was as a rookie, he was the like one of the best rookies at retaining the playbook that he worked with. So, like, including wide receivers. So, I think that that's a pretty good thing. I'm pretty scared on Noah Gray myself. I honestly think people completely forget about him. Like, just completely forget about it. Yep. We ended up getting Garindo back. This is exactly what I was hoping would happen. I ended up getting Luther Burden, end up getting Isaac Garindo. We're going to just pull up Pat Bryant again. We're just having ourselves a good time. Have you seen Kelsey dress at times? His idea of great can be questioned. Yeah, I don't. I don't worry about how a player dresses. Like to me, all of the things that people are like, oh, that's super awesome. I usually think it looks stupid. So I'm not a fashion person. I like and to let you know how much I don't care about fashion. I own 0 pairs of pants, like jeans, khakis. All I own are shorts. Uh, Even through the winter, I'm not outside often enough. I can get to work just fine. Like like I work indoors, so it's perfectly fine. Like I don't care about at all about fashion, like at all. Yeah, I like I show up, like I tell people when they invite me to weddings and stuff, I'm like, I'm not going to go buy a pair just for this. So if you don't like that, I will just not come. So I am going to be comfortable. And if you're not comfortable with me being comfortable, I'm happy to just not be a part of it. So maybe that's harsh, but that is how I am. No regrets. We got a yeah, I do the Pat Bryant bring back a lot. I mean, I have quite a bit of them, and I probably shouldn't be taking Pat Bryant over Xavier Legette or Quentin Johnston. To be honest, I like Quentin Johnston in a vacuum probably more than Pat Bryant. This is the good spot to take another tight end. Either one of these would be perfectly fine. I don't have 168. Did Jack Best did go. If Besh hadn't went, I would have taken Besh, and I'll take a 0 at tight end. I'm fine with it. But if Besh hadn't went, I would have taken Besh and then tried to push Gino around the corner. So I think I want. I don't know. I don't like any of this. Uh, I'm trying to take less Adam Thielen right now. I'm honestly trying to take less Adam Thielen. And to me, down here, he's just the unquestioned best pick, especially on a team with a Luther Burden and a Pat Bryant on it. Like, I do think Pat Bryant will be getting points week 1. I feel pretty confident about that. I can tell by your stories you work nights at a computer or a grocery store receiver. No, I actually, well, I used to work nights. Um, I work weekends. I work 3/12s on the weekends. I started so like Friday I work 12 to 12, or I work 7 to 7 a.m. and then I have a short turnaround. I go in at 5 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday. Um, and I pretty much like I have a pretty good I do a lot of training. I'm like, believe it or like, I have a really good success rate at training. Like everybody I train stays, and everybody else trains leaves. So because I don't care. like I just tell the people the way things are, and they can deal with it or not. People respect that. Dad was a store director. I could tell what you do. Yeah, I actually work in a warehouse. So um and I've did warehouse work for 20ish years. Yeah, almost 20 years now total. So I like it. I like being left alone to myself, to my own thoughts. It's nice. Um, so let's see. So Dak ended up getting Pickens to Dak Prescott. He did not get boxed out of that as well. I mean, Jalen Noel at I can't afford it. You know, I can't afford it. Screw it. We're doing it. We're taking Jalen Noel. And then we're taking one of these guys. Um, we'll take Brashard Smith if he like. Nobody should take Brashard in an auction league. If you drafted Pat Bryant for $3, would you sign him to 4 years? Yes. Like so it. I'm assuming your structure is do your rookies go up $1 a year, or do your rookies go up for $5 a year, or are you locked into the $3 for the entirety of the contract? Because I've been in all of those styles of leagues, and I'm curious because it does matter. Like whichever way it matters. Like if it's $3 the entire time, oh yeah, I would instantly, yeah, for sure, I would absolutely lock them in. And like so the way I do those leagues is I lock in like because you could still drop those players and they just count against you for that year and then the next year as well, right? So basically, like if you just lock in every single player that's at like $3 and less, like you keep all the hits. Okay, and a 150 salary. Yeah, at a $100 salary, it might be a little thin, but at 150 salary, if all of your $1 players you just lock into the max contract, and let's say you eat $10 a year on salary fee, you're usually going to make that up on the hits that you had, because you're going to have a hit from each year, right? And if that hit is worth like $6 more every year, like all of those, like if you do that 3 times, that's $18, right? Instead of the $10 you've lost for the players that you got rid of, that you're eating the salary cap on. Like that's how I look at it. And that's how I've done it with the salary cap leagues. And I've done pretty well in salary cap leagues. Like I entered one 2 years ago or 3 years ago. We with Victor, and we've won it 2 out of 3 years, and we got third in the off year. And a lot of that's because of salary. So is he good? So I loved him pre-draft. So I might not be the guy to ask, because I had 7.5% Pat Bryant in the big board. And he was being drafted at like a 0.005%, like, and I took, what is that? I took like 12 shares of him, or 13 on 259 drafts total. I had 7.5. So that'd be 14. That's 20 shares of Pat Bryant over the 259 drafts, which is a reasonable amount. I think. Do we have any reason to take one of these guys? I think we just throw a quarterback on for advance rate, right? Or we could. Yeah, so like I'll tell you what Pat Bryant does. He basically he had a 66.7, I think it was, percent contested catch rate last year. This is just last year, which was number 2 in college football for the players that got drafted. And it was number 2 by 3%. So he's really good at that. He's a fantastic blocker. And that's why he got pulled up to the 3rd round. So in my eyes, he's going to be out there in all of the goal line reps, because he has. So like Mims won't be out there then, Troy Franklin won't be out there then, but Pat Bryant will be out on the field then, right? Well, that gives him more opportunities to score touchdowns. So at worst case scenario, he could be out there on the field in the red zone. That's like worst case scenario. But he's also reasonably good. Like he's really good at contested catches. So, and that means he's going to be good in the red zone at that, as long as he gets his chance. So we will go back to that. And there was another question up here. I think I missed it. Okay. Yeah, no, it was that one. What up, living in Phoenix? I'm sure you can guess my wardrobe. Is it nothing? Just voted, and I can't believe the poll results. Yeah, I'm pretty. I'm unquestioned on it. I are unsure. So I think we went over the team, but we're going to do it again real quick. And it's not updating as fast here. All right, so we got Patrick Mahomes, Brock Purdy, Jackson Dart unstacked just as a possible advance piece through the playoffs. Bucky Irving, Omarion Hampton, David Montgomery, Isaac Garendo, Brashard Smith, and then Justin Jefferson, Xavier Worthy, Ricky Pearsall, Luther Burden, Christian Kirk, Pat Bryant, Adam Thielen, Jalen Noel, and then tight ends, Trey McBride, Brett Strange for the 0 week 8. I'm fine with that. We are apparently 2 likes away. My screen says 2 likes away now. I think it's either off by 1 or Billy is wrong. Mine says 43 at the moment. If did you have any more questions on the Dynasty League? And if you have questions like that, I will vamp for a little bit. We need one more like for a fourth draft. So, but if you join my Discord, which is linked in the descriptions, you will I have a Dynasty section there, and if you want to ask questions, you can ask. That channel doesn't get a lot of volume right now because mostly it's Bestball people, but I do want to start doing some Dynasty content fairly soon. So I would like for people to actually use that channel, and I would like to start talking about it. Hey, well, we have hit it. We are doing a fourth puppy draft. I am getting ready to enter. We will enter the puppy 2 in 10 seconds. What's up, Pepper Tony? Thank you. Sitting at the airport. Where are you going? And we are entered. It instant filled. I hope you guys got in. It instant popped. I don't know if anybody got in here. Did anybody get in? Scotty Mac got in. He got the 101. Jet Power, I believe, is part of the Who crew. We got the 7. Flying from Boston back to Chicago. Do you live in Chicago, sir? Davis Maddock, miss you so much. Oh. That's good to be on the Davis Maddock list. Yeah, if you are in this chat or in this draft and I did not call you out, shout yourself out. We also have 20 watching live on X. If you like my content and you want this content to continue through this season and through next year, please come on over to the YouTube side and smash the sub for me. It would mean a lot. I would love to eventually, at some point, get monetized. It would be awesome. I don't mind this screen as much, but I don't like this screen as much for sure. We will absolutely take Jahmyr Gibbs here at 7. About to pick up KFC. What are you getting? Are you getting ghost pepper wings? Are you getting just chicken? You getting the spicy? Shout out Gamblestein. Boston trip kept you busy. Hell yeah, we hit 50 likes. Nice. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. I've been getting there most streams lately. Like if I do a fourth draft, I seem to get around 50. So that feels pretty awesome. Being just a little guy, not having a whole lot of followers, it feels pretty nice that I'm getting 50 likes a stream and I only have 230 subscribers. So that's an awesome rate, and that's all you guys. So we got I don't know what I want to do here with Jahmyr. You tend to get the same guys over and over again with Jahmyr Gibbs, right? Like it's always Lad, or it used to be Achan. Achan is going to stabilize up there. I would love to get Drake London, but of course he goes. We will show this. Yeah, we got a bunch of Lad with him. We will hopefully. Okay, good. I didn't have on my entire portfolio. I didn't have a Jahmyr Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor team. So now Now we're cooking with a brand new team. I can take every player I love now without regard for my portfolio because I know this is a brand new team. I could take every one of my favorite players the rest of this draft, and it's all good. Yeah, the world is your oyster with Jameer, and like especially with Taylor as well. I've did multiple Trey McBride teams today. I'm going even if Trey McBride falls all the way to me, I am not going to take him in this draft. So I hope he doesn't fall to me. As a Giants fan, as a Giants fan, I'm jealous of Ravens fandom as of late. Yeah. Well, Billy, you had your years. I used to joke. So I live yes, I live in Southern Illinois, but I live closer to Indianapolis than I do Chicago. And there's a lot of Indianapolis fans around where I live. And I used to always tell them all with a straight face. I didn't mean it, but I played poker, so like I just kept a straight face all the time. I would just tell them that Eli was the better Manning because he could actually beat Brady, and they would get so upset. It was it was quite the it was quite the troll. It was pretty good, and I still do it to this day to people that don't know me. I love the old. Well, Eli was the better man. Like I stopped saying that once Manning or once Peyton finally won a Super Bowl, but I felt like that was pretty good. Uh, let's do a rare Josh. We'll just mix them around. I don't care who I get there. We're going. We're going very unique. I don't take like any JSN. I might start mixing JSN in a little bit more over here. Now that he goes on this side, I don't mind it. And the fact that Tet falls back, like that's a week 17 game I'm actually into. So if I can get JSN Tet, like I'm going to be extremely excited about it. I figure most Giants fans would love that. Eli made magic happen in the postseason. Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you this: all the local Colts fans were not a fan of that. They were not a fan of that at all. So, but it was pretty awesome. When I take JSN, I feel bold. that's honestly exactly how I feel. ADP dynamics are interesting with some of the shifts, getting Bowers combos, etc. Yeah, and like so for this contest specifically, like the new landscape isn't different, right? But for BBM, it is. And we land Tet. Yeah, we land Tet. The fact that Xavier Worthy's going in the 5th round sometimes now, it blows my mind. The only reason I make the JSN click is to build out the Carolina game. I think that game is the most underrated game on the slate. Uh, although I do think that it's probably Seattle's running game you want more than the passing game. But I also think that Carolina will be the better team at that point. So Seattle might be behind. But maybe not. Maybe it's just a close back and forth game that both offenses are just scoring. But I don't expect a whole lot of defense in that game myself. And I agree. I was absolutely floored when JSN was going in the middle of the second. Before Cooper Kupp signed and pre-draft, when people literally like, oh, his target share is going to be absolutely insane. And they pushed him all the way up to where Lad McConkey goes. That absolutely blew my mind. I at no point ever understood that. like at all. I did not at all understand that. Yeah, he is a PPR click. I agree. Um, but as you've seen, I had like 4.6% or something. Like I'm not a bull on him at all. But I do want this stack in my portfolio. And I think it feels really good with this. Like with Gibbs, Taylor, like I don't mind that. And to be fair, like Terry McLaurin, I mostly only want him on Jaden Daniels teams. So if I take like that's half the board for Jaden Daniels to go, right? I don't like taking Terry on this half of the board. And Mike Evans is the only other wide receiver there that really felt like it was a good click. So it was just kind of by design that that was going to happen. I love Calvin Ridley. I think he's such a good pick right now. Could go with the Kenneth Walker click, build out that game even more, but we already have the two running backs up here with Jameer Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor. Then we got JSN Tet with the week 17, Calvin Ridley. The hope was that Travis Hunter made it here because Travis Hunter does make it to the middle of this round pretty reasonably often now. And that would have been a bring back for that game as well. Yeah, I just have a hard time buying in that Seattle's offense is going to do much of anything with the state of their offensive line. I am not. I know some people believe it's fine, but or that Darnold's going to keep his job the whole season. I can't get there, and I could absolutely be wrong. There are ways that they can get out of that contract and stuff. So I just see. I believe that that Darnold has the injury guarantee stuff, which means if they're 4-8 or whatever, like we might see Jalen Milroe at that point in the season. Uh, so like I think if they're that like, and I know some other people are like, oh, maybe it's Drew Lock. I don't think so. I mean, am I still here? I all of my browsers just closed. Yeah, so all of my browsers just closed. I don't know what happened. Yeah. Is the sound bad or is the sound good still? Well, let me see if I can get back into. I had to bring it up on my phone so I didn't auto draft Joe Burrow because Joe Burrow, like everything froze on my screen and Joe Burrow was at the top of my queue. So I had to log into my phone to click anything that wasn't Joe Burrow. I ended up with RJ Harvey, uh, which isn't the worst. Yeah, my browser's not loading correctly, so okay. There we go. We're good now. All right. We had a disaster. We recovered. I didn't want RJ Harvey there, but we got him. I think it's fine. We'll take Steph Diggs here. Yeah, Joe. If that's how, like, I would have just laughed if that's how if I had a naked Joe Burrow team due to that, like, and it was live on stream, and be like, this is the only situation that naked Joe Burrow is an okay pick and defensible, is when everything stops. If your entire internet stops and you lose power, then you have a defensible reason to have done it. And we survived. We did not let it happen. I'm sitting right at 8%, I believe. I might be a little over. Okay, I'm at 7.2%. I actually, like I was saying in the very first draft with the BBM I did with Chad, I think it's like 40% that J.K. Dobbins outscores R.J. Harvey straight up. Like, I I think it's pretty reasonable that Dobbins is just the goal line back, and he gets a bunch of carries down there. He gets some touchdowns, and if R.J. Harvey either can't get his pass blocking together and isn't in there a lot, and yeah, the Week 17 matchup's not great. We'll take Hawkinson. I really like the TJ Hawkinson price. Like, and I actually really like the Laporta price now. Hate playing running backs when they play elite quarterbacks. Just play keep away. Yeah, that is true. And KC Denver, like I don't like, it's actually my most exposed game, but it's mostly because I'm a major bull on KC's offense and I'm a bull on Pat Bryant. So it just so happens that I end with a lot of that game, but I don't necessarily have, like, I have a lot of it built out on the Mahomes side, but a lot less built out on the Bo Nix side. I think that the pieces of KC Denver might be the pieces you need to get yourself to Week 17. Because, like, Harvey gets Green Bay and Jacksonville. Green Bay is not going to have a great defense this year. Like, they'll be okay, but Jacksonville won't have a good defense at all. So Harvey could be the guy you need to get to Week 17. So there is that aspect of it as well. I need to get some more Keon Coleman. I would like Keon Coleman to fall here. Hey, there we go. Sometimes things work out. We still don't have a quarterback. We're not scared. We have all the late quarterbacks available to us. I'm drafting Dobbins again this year because I never learned my lesson. I like the theory of Dobbins, but I draft him every year. It worked out last year, right? Like, it didn't work out in Week 17, but he was great for advance. Always gets not really, even though you have, are people doing Bo Nix and then wrapping around with Evan Ingram? Because I see people do that a lot. Like, take Bo Nix at like pick 94 and then wrap around Bo Nix with Evan Ingram. Like, I see that pretty often. Yeah, I think just having the good players makes some sense. And, like, whenever you look at, like, Carolina's playoff schedule, at New Orleans, Tampa Bay, Seattle, and then Seattle's Indianapolis, Rams, Carolina. Like, I don't love JSN as a pick, but man, there is a there is definitely a chance that is an awesome playoff schedule, right? And then they play each other. Like both of those are good playoff schedules. And like, yeah, I just really like their playoff schedules for sure. I definitely want Drake May. I'm not going to cover it up, but man, this is okay. I was going to say that's an absolute fall on Kyler Murray. We have all the late quarterbacks though, so I'm not really that worried if I don't get it. Uh, I kind of, yeah, I definitely want Drake May here. All right, good. I don't know what I was going to do if Drake May didn't make it. And Drake May being like my most exposed quarterback by far. I have like 22%. So that game is also one I'm not really into, but I have a lot of exposure to just by happenstance. So like I haven't really I'm focusing more on getting to week 17 than like trying to build out the perfect week 17 matchup. I do at least in like the 1 of 10s, like in the contest, like the bulldog and stuff, like or the ones that were like the 1 of 9, 1 of 5, like the dachshund. Like in those, I think I want to be more week 17 focused. In the other tournaments, like puppy 1 of 10, 1 of 10, I think I want to just advance a team there. Like I want to make sure to advance the team. That's the strategy I'm going to use this year. Yes, I will do like in whatever team I happen to pick. I will try to do a little bit of correlation, like as long as it makes sense with ADP. But and by the way, for those of you who are still watching, I will be live with JT Bestball tonight. He goes live. I will look after this. I believe we're going live at I'll get on. I believe we're going on at 9 p.m. Central. Uh it's probably 10 p.m. Central. That's when he usually goes live. All right. I will take I was saying earlier I want to get some more David Njoku. I think we just go ahead and take Njoku here. I don't mind the Njoku pick. If Kyle Williams comes back, we could do the double stack. I've been trying to. I had a lot of him early. I feel really, really good about those running backs. I feel good about these tight ends. Quarterback, I might just go ahead and pull up Bryce Young if Tootin goes. If these players go, I might just pull up Bryce Young. I like the back stack options of Bryce Young as well. So DraftKings is wild. Yeah, I don't push it. I've started to not push quarterback near as much on underdog as well. I feel like securing your stack matters a lot. I'm looking up the time. We got yeah, 10 p.m. Central. I will be over there after the stream. About an hour before the stream, I will repost that on my X account. So if you haven't got enough of Whohames, you can get more Whohames tonight at 10 p.m. 3 quarterback meta, just yeah. And I think it's fine to like Bryce Young's ADP is my next round. Like I think it's perfectly fine to just pull him up an entire round, especially when your first quarterback is Drake May. I think it's perfectly fine to do. Like, and I think a lot of these, I'm kind of bullish on the Carolina offense being a lot better this year, as well. So, and to be honest, I feel really good about my team right now. My tight ends are very solid. My do I want to take this 10 pick fall? I think I'm going to go ahead and take this 10 pick fall on Kyle Williams, though. I like drafting near one of the ends, easy to calculate to push or no. Yeah, I actually prefer to draft in the middle because I don't mind. Like, I feel like you get some values throughout the draft that makes it, in my opinion, easier to just pull up your quarterback in the late part of the draft and not feel bad about it. Because, like, if I got ADP value with, like, let's say that this was Joe Mixon, because Joe Mixon falls here sometimes, that makes me feel more likely to just pull somebody up later to make sure that, like, I've already got, like in my mind, it's like, I don't need to just push all the value in that same draft. The Panthers should have a bad defense. So that's one reason that I am very into that game, or into the Panthers overall. Like, I'm even bullish on Chuba a little bit at his ADP, but like that one, I'm definitely more in on Bryce being a very good pick than anything else. So the guy who just took two quarterbacks, well, we get Bryce Young back. We successfully did the push back to before his ADP. So I feel really, really good about this. We got the double stack in New England. We got Tet McMillan with Bryce Young. We have Jahmyr Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, RJ Harvey. We have the bring back. We have two really solid tight ends. Not the worst team I've built. We don't have four wide receivers with by week 10. We don't have that. If you missed our earlier draft, Pepper Tony, we did a BBM with Chad Candles and then a puppy. The BBM went really good. Everything just kind of fell in line, and we had no complication. Like, we both agreed on like every pick who it should be. And then the second draft, we got the 101, and we went Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Trey McBride. And at the 4-5 turn, he was like, we could just take Burrow here. And I'm like, I've done it before, but we could just take Xavier Worthy and George Pickens and have 4 by week 10 guys and try to push Burrow. And that's what we did. We didn't get Burrow back, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And I think, the team was pretty solid. We might miss a few points in week 10, but I don't think we'll miss enough. We ended up taking 7 receivers, obviously. And then we take Cam Ward with Calvin Ridley. So we got our 3 quarterbacks. We got Drake May. We got Bryce Young. We have Cam Ward, all right at ADP. We have Calvin Ridley. We have the double stack in New England. We have Tet McMillan. We have a bring back in one of the games. We're solid there. We have 2, like, first and second round was running back. I can go through my Bryce spiel after this draft. Let me see. So, number one, Bryce Young's offensive line was very improved last year. I can't spell Bryce, apparently. The Y is after the R in Bryce, everybody. I am bringing up his game log in the other window. After my next 2 picks, I'll go over it. So his offensive line was really good, and he had a pretty solid end to his season. Like, I believe it was 5 rushing touchdowns in the last 6 games. And like, their wide receiver room was just awful, right? Like, it was bad, really bad. All right, so we kind of need a running back. I don't really want him. Man, the running backs are bad here. Yeah, we're just gonna do it again. This is like the most like this is a bunch of the guys I have a bunch of. I have a bunch of Diggs. I have a bunch of Williams. I have a bunch of Thielen. I have a bunch of Tet. I have a bunch of Drake May and Bryce Young, but I don't have very. I had 0 teams with Gibbs and Taylor, and I have very little JSN. Yeah, so here it is. So over the last games, this game mattered for the teams playing in it. He had 36 fantasy points. He had three passing touchdowns, or yeah, 3 passing touchdowns, 251 air yards. The week before, 203 air yards, 2 passing touchdowns. He also had 2 rushing touchdowns in week 18. Week 16, only 158 and 2, but a rushing touchdown on top of it. That's 27 points. 14-15, he only had 14 points a game, but he had a couple interceptions of those, lower yards, but 263, 291, and only 1 touchdown, but 24 points and 17 points. Like, for a guy who was struggling a lot and that they invested heavily in Tet McMillan, I feel like it's a very positive thing. And it's year 2 in that system. They kept the same coaching staff. Year 2, he's had an entire year to learn the offense, and he showed promise near the end of the season. So that is my spiel. I think that, and the other part of that spiel is he plays in the NFC South, and the NFC South has awful defenses, like just awful defenses, right? And so you're going to get 6 games versus 2 games versus the Saints, 2 games versus the Bucks, and 2 games versus the Falcons, right? Throughout the season. So like points wise, their defense is going to be awful, which means they're going to probably be throwing the ball a lot. So, and they're playing against a bunch of bad defenses, which means they may be in a bunch of shootouts. So, and I believe they also play the NFC West, who also doesn't have a lot of great defenses. So that's another 4 teams. Like, Niners defense is going to be bad. Cardinals defense is going to be mediocre. Seattle's defense probably mediocre, and the Rams defense. I know they got hot in the playoffs, but they don't to me they don't project to be an elite defense either. I think they might get to like 12th or something, but I could absolutely be wrong on the Rams, but I don't view that as but the Rams are absolutely going to be scoring points, and if Bryce is good, he's going to be like scrambling and doing things in that game because they're going to be way behind because the Rams are going to score a ton of points. So like there's just a lot of opportunity for a player that showed progress last year to be a really good pick this year, in my opinion. All right, so is this a Marshawn Lloyd click? Is this I think this is a Taj Brooks click. The theory of Bryce, if you took the car accident to get the vet. Oh shoot. That's my bad. I did not change screens back over to this. We took Jarquez Hunter. We took Taj Brooks. That's my bad. I thought I'd switched over. Thielen should help. Yeah. So Adam Thielen was his number 1 target last year. Maybe he gets phased out near the end, but like he's at least going to create a really nice transition as a player who he feels very comfortable with, right? So, poor man's Bo Nix being drafted at his floor. Don't tell anyone. Yeah. Player development isn't linear. Sometimes they need to sit a bit. And everything you heard coming out of Carolina is that when he got Andy Dalton himself said he took getting benched way better than I would have. Like, I don't know if you guys remember that. But Andy Dalton's like he took getting like he knew he sucked. Basically, is what I heard when I said he's like he knew that the game was too fast or that something wasn't right, and that he needed to sit down and learn. Because Andy Dalton said no, he took it way better than I would have, and and then he performed, and Andy Dalton like is like still helping him out, and Andy Dalton is still there. So those two, like I believe that Dalton will just be there rooting him on. That's kind of what I think. Um, do we just add another random? Yeah, I think we just add AD Mitchell to this. All right, so we have a 3-5-8-2. We got Drake May, Bryce Young, Cam Ward. We have, hold on a second. Let me refresh this so I get my pretty boxes. Drake May, Bryce Young, Cam Ward, Jameer Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, and then some rookies. RJ Harvey, Jarquez Hunter, Taj Brooks. Wide receivers, JSN, Tet McMillan, Calvin Ridley, Steph Diggs, Keon Coleman, Kyle Williams, Adam Thielen, Adonai Mitchell. So we have a double stack for Carolina. We have a double stack for New England. We have a single stack for Cam Ward. And then tight ends were TJ Hawkinson and David Njoku. So I'm going to be logging off. I appreciate everybody for showing up. I had a good time. I hope you all had a good time. Tomorrow, I will be live 4 p.m. Central. I think tomorrow I'm going to try. I don't know if it's going to fire, but I'm going to attempt to fire my Spoiled Banana Society draft. So I look forward to that. I haven't done that yet. I just wanted to do it on stream. I have no idea, but we're gonna try to do that tomorrow. If it doesn't fire in like 10 to 15 minutes, I will probably log out and do some puppies. But thanks everybody for coming out. I will see everybody at 10 p.m. on JT Best Balls. Sorry, you came back just in time to hear peace.